Welcome to today's class. Today we are looking at essay writing, and like we said in the previous lessons, there are four major types of essay: narrative, descriptive, expository, and argumentative. Today we are going to take a revision on narrative and descriptive. Now, our objectives, of course, will state the types, and we're going to identify some major tips to writing a good essay. Now, the first type, of course, quickly, is descriptive. Under descriptive, you are making a presentation. You are going to use expressions to make a clear and vivid presentation of a place or situation. This expression we are talking about, you are encouraged to use a lot of adjectives to describe if it's a place, the shape of the place, the color of things you have seen, the heights and the size of everything you have seen. Describe all of these things clearly, such that even a deaf or a blind person will feel like they are in that place or they are in that situation that you are describing. So you must be ready to describe everything you have seen. And under narrative essay, you are simply telling a story. When you are writing a narrative, state the facts, make your information clear, and use dramatic techniques such as suspense. Suspense will keep the interest of your reader. It will make them lose interest in it. I already know where she will end or where you will end the story. Use suspense and create conflicts. Let there be a bone of contention between the characters in your writing. There are major characters, there are minor characters. There is a protagonist, there are antagonists. Someone who will be trying to do a particular thing, another person will be opposing that protagonist, and at the end of the day, make a resolution. How did you now conclude your conflicts that you started in your story? So use all of these things. Don't make sure that your writing is not predictable. Don't just start the traditional story of Ada the slave girl maltreated by her mother-in-law, and she later found someone who took her abroad, and she came back to revenge and the rest of that. Those ones are predictable. Write something that is much more complex, so that people will not be able to predict where you are going. And some of the tips that you need to write in these essays correctly. Now, the first thing you are going to do is to make a plan. If you don't plan for something, that thing will fail. Make a plan. Make sure you plan what you want to write. Don't just, I have the title, pick up your pen and start writing. If you do that, you're going to get stuck, or you find out that you have written something you don't want and you have to cancel and waste time. So make a plan. If it's 30 minutes you have to write, take about 5 minutes to think. Okay, what do I want to write in first paragraph, second paragraph, and the rest of that, and how do I want to conclude my writing? So the first thing is to do to make a plan. Make a plan. Don't feel like I'm wasting time. No, take that time to think. It's better you think and write something worth the while, or rather than just start writing and you waste the time at the end of the day. So under making plans, of course, there are major aspects of essays are introduction, the body, and the conclusion. In your introduction, make a general statement or make general statements about the title or the essay you are writing. For a narrative, you can use a provocative style. What I mean by provocative is something that will arouse the interest of the reader. Something like, it all started in certain year. My father used to do this, and my mother used to do this, but I didn't know it would end like this. People want to find out what daddy did, what mommy did, or what the father did, or what the mother did, and how it ended. So create something that people will keep on asking questions about. What really happened? How did she resolve the whole thing? How did he finally get out of the trouble? So be provocative for narrative. For a descriptive, you can be direct and just introduce the space or the topic that you want to talk about. Start from the obvious things that you can see. At least for a descriptive essay, the obvious things that you can see around. You can first describe the space, the atmosphere, the ambience, the nature of that place you are, of the scene of the action. So that's for descriptive. So there are two different styles to starting the two different types of essay. I said for narrative, it can be provocative. It all started something like that. for a descriptive, you can first describe a place. As I entered the place, I saw an assemblage of cars. At first, I asked myself whether this place is a bank or a school. So, describe things you saw. There are tall trees, the house is painted blue, and the rest of that. So, that's descriptive. So, different techniques for these different aspects of writing. So, that's for introduction. And of course, you know that the next thing is the body. Under the body, we encourage that you raise at least 3 points. That's the standard. If you raise less than 3 points, your teacher will score you low. So raise at least 3 points. After the introduction. So you have about 4 points now. 1 point for one paragraph for introduction. Another 3 paragraphs for the 3 points you are raising. You can raise more than 3 points, but at least 3 points. So that's what we are calling. And in under the body, as you write these 3 points, make sure you present them in different paragraphs. So you switch your paragraphs as you experience a change of place, or a change of action, or a change of time. That's PAT. We switch paragraphs when there is a change of place, when there's a change of action, when there's a change of time. First, the person was in the village. Now, he moved to Lagos. So there's a change of place. You switch to another paragraph when you get to Lagos. Uh, in the olden days, now you are talking about modern times, switch your paragraph. And the action, the boy was stubborn, now he has repented, switch your paragraph. So things like that make you switch paragraphs, and other things that may occur to you even as you write. Now, for conclusion, remember I said there are 3 paragraphs at least under the body. So the 5th paragraph will now be conclusion. First paragraph, introduction, at least 3 paragraphs for the body, making 3 points in different paragraphs. And the last paragraph will be the conclusion. So you are going to say how you feel about the writing. The whole thing you are writing, make a general summary. In the end, what happened? Make a general summary of your writings. That's what you are doing in conclusion. And step 2, remember, all these things under introduction, body, and conclusion are under making a plan. You have just made a plan of what you want to write. Then the next thing you are going to do, if it's an assignment, for instance, you can write a draft and give it to someone to read for you. Write a draft, write a first copy of everything you have planned, give it to someone to read for you. Sometimes we don't see our mistakes, but others see them when they read for us. So let someone proofread it for you, and before you now finally write a clean copy that you are going to submit. If it's an exam situation, you may not have that luxury of time to write a draft. So all you do is make a plan somewhere and try as much as possible to coordinate yourself to write the copy that you are going to finally submit in that exam. So, and that will be the end of the short teaching on essay writing today. See you next class. Thank you.